Mortal Kombat X, Machinima's Chasing the Cup debuts today on CW Seed. Check out the first 3 episodes now. What's up, guys? Welcome back to News Dump. If you're watching this early enough, I'll be at PAX South today at noon in San Antonio, but let's get over to the news now because we got some important racial news.
Yeah, we might have to actually just change the title of this show to Racial Controversy Dump, because for the second week in a row, we're starting off with people calling Hollywood out for being racist.
Yeah.
Except the Hollywood we're talking about today is actually over 5,000 miles away in the United Kingdom.
Whew!
Racial issues aside, the story is just ridiculous in several ways.
Yeah.
Here, this headline from Collider sums it up pretty damn well. Joseph Fiennes to play Michael Jackson in 9/11 road trip comedy.
There's many things that I love and hate about that title.
It's great.
I like the road trip comedy part.
9/11.
So let's break this whole thing down for you. English actor Joseph Fiennes, star of movies like Shakespeare in Love and Enemy at the Gates, and season 2 of American Horror Story, and also the younger brother of actor Ralph Fiennes, will be playing the late king of pop Michael Jackson in a road trip comedy that takes place during the darkest day in US history. It sounds like a really great Mad Libs, but this is real.
Yeah. They're just making movies with like Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, just, sure, make it.
Anyway, beyond the headlines though, the details get stranger. The project, called Elizabeth, Michael and Marlon, will be a 30-minute short film for UK TV channel Sky Arts, based on an urban legend published in Vanity Fair in 2011 about Michael Jackson, Elizabeth Taylor, and Marlon Brando taking a road trip out of New York together when the airports were shut down immediately following the 9/11 attacks.
Hilarious. The story is almost definitely a load of bullshit, with people close to Taylor insisting that it just never happened, but the story goes on to say that the trio got as far as Ohio, with Marlon Brando annoying his traveling companions by insisting on stopping at every KFC and Burger King that they passed along the way. It's great brand recognition.
Yeah, I mean, bullshit or not, Jackson, Taylor, and Brando were all undeniably very eccentric people, especially by the early 2000s. Married? No! I will not be taking orders from Kermit the Frog. Actual Marlon Brando thing that he said to Frank Oz.
Yeah.
So anyway, seeing this urban legend play out on screen actually sounds awesome.
Yeah.
There's just one problem. Ralph Fiennes is white, and Michael Jackson was black. And for a good chunk of his life, he actually looked black.
Yeah, Jackson's appearance changed dramatically throughout his lifetime thanks to not only a fuck ton of plastic surgery that probably traces back to Jackson's piece of a shit father calling him ugly for his entire childhood and beating him just mercilessly.
Hey, big nose smack.
Yeah.
Bad man.
But also the fact that he suffered serious burns during a commercial shoot in the 80s and also suffered from vitiligo, a disease where patches of skin gradually lose pigment. He had a rough life.
Yeah, it's very sad. But he was definitely African American,
yes,
and was definitely a black icon for his entire career. So news that Jackson would be played in a TV movie by a white man from England obviously ruffled a lot of people's feathers. And it also comes at a time when the topic of race in Hollywood is a very hot button issue, hence why we're covering race 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, the issue of whitewashing movie roles has been around since the dawn of film, whether it's taking a true story and just changing the characters to white people like in the movie 21, or just straight up having white actors play non-white actors like Fisher Stevens playing an Indian dude in Short Circuit 2, or if you go way back in history, just putting white actors in blackface.
Yeah. I mean, even like Charlton Heston played a Mexican in Touch of Evil.
There you go.
And it was okay, I guess, but it's just fucking weird.
Just you get Marlon Wayans to be in this and have him do his role.
You
from
know
White
what?
Girl.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But anyway, given the historic and ongoing context of those concerns, it's pretty damn understandable why people would be mad about this. But at the same time, Michael Jackson is a very specific case.
Yeah.
If you showed someone with no knowledge of Michael Jackson a picture of MJ in the year 2001 and asked that person what ethnicity they were looking at, there's pretty much no way they'd say that they were looking at a black man. And if you asked that person which actor should play the man they're looking at, they probably wouldn't pick a black actor.
Still, the people making this film do know who the hell Michael Jackson is, and they could have at least tried casting a black actor for the role. I don't know. The whole thing's just weird and kind of pointless to talk about. I'm just very excited to see this movie now.
Yeah.
The damn thing hasn't even started filming yet, so who knows? Maybe Joseph Fiennes will knock this role out of the park and deliver the most accurate portrayal of Michael Jackson that the world has ever seen. If Robert Downey Jr. can do it.
But that was the joke.
But this is a comedy. Ish.
I don't know.
Sort of.
Even if it all works out, it'll still be really damn hard to watch it and not constantly be reminding ourselves that you're watching a white dude from England play one of the biggest black cultural heroes ever.
Yeah. Anyways, got another little news tidbit before we jump into our favorite videos of the week, and that's the fact that Comedy Bang Bang will be replacing its band leader for the 3rd time going into its 5th season on TV. Now, the show began with the immensely talented and funny Reggie Watts for 3 seasons, and then he left for The Late Late Show with James Corden, which is actually pretty good. I've seen a lot of clips for that show. Real good stuff. For season 4, Kid Cudi took over Reggie Watts' role on the show, but he and host Scott Aukerman revealed in December that he would not be returning for another season. Turns out it's very hard to keep musicians on a show because they tour and they get gigs.
It seemed very amicable though. He was just like, yeah, it was always like a dream of mine to do this, so like I did it for a year.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's fine.
So who's gonna be the next band leader for TV's most bizarre and surreal comedy talk show? Weird Al Yankovic, that's who.
Yes!
Scott Aukerman said in a press release, "If you would have told me when I was a teenager, listening and laughing along to Al's In 3D album, that one day I would partner up with him, I would have asked you who you were and how you got in my room. Then I would have politely shown you the door, because that's how I was raised."
That dry comedy,
That's
I
Scott
just gotta
Aukerman.
love Scott Aukerman.
So Weird Al's appeared on Comedy Bang Bang a bunch of times already, on both the TV show and the podcast that started it all. And his absurd sense of humor is a pretty natural fit for the show, so we're definitely looking forward to seeing how this plays out. But that's months away. Let's talk about what you can watch right now.
Right now!
Because the month's almost over, and that means stuff's leaving Netflix and new stuff's coming to Netflix.
Yeah, our recommendations for what to watch before it disappears is Tim Burton's Big Fish, Iraq war drama The Hurt Locker, slapstick comedy The Naked Gun, Ray Charles biopic Ray, and The Terminator. Those are all disappearing February 1st. Then on the 21st, Jesus Camp is leaving, and you should definitely watch that because it is one of the most fascinating and haunting documentaries we've ever seen. If you want to know where that Raptor Jesus gif came from, where the kids are crying, it's this.
I watched this movie for the first time years ago while baked out of my mind on marijuana. And
that's not a good
don't
idea.
do that.
No.
Don't. It'll ruin your day.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's also a lot of great new stuff coming to Netflix in February. On the 1st, you're getting season 1 of the Breaking Bad spinoff, Better Call Saul.
Give it a chance. Get through the first 5 episodes and it'll pick up, I swear to God.
Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket.
Amazing movie.
That'll ruin your day too.
Yeah.
Very sad. Sin City, which I love.
There you go.
And Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. One of Will Ferrell's best.
I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew! On the 4th, Gasper Noe's unsimulated sex drama Love Comes to Netflix.
Ha.
And on the 5th, Hannibal Buress' stand-up special comedy Camisado?
Camisado?
Yeah, that'll be there. And then on the 10th, surprise summer hit Dope, which I saw and is fucking fantastic. And then on the 26th, fulfill your morbid curiosity by watching the Full House follow-up that no one ever asked for, Fuller House.
Ba-doo-ba-doo-boop. Boop.
Ba-da-ba-da-bow-bow.
You got it, dude.
Yeah.
Moving on to the best videos of the week, the Sundance Film Festival brought us the best internet video ever, hands down. It's already been decided.
Yeah.
It's The Chickening, a ridiculous remix trailer of Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. That is, we're not even gonna bother trying to describe it. You just kind of have to watch it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely breathtaking, the kinds of things that people will have to be hundreds of hours into making, really seeing the whole thing through.
I think on their comment section they said it took 2 guys 2.5 months to do it. It's basically like a Where's Waldo with all the stuff that's going on. It's incredible.
We're not responsible for any nightmares you might later experience. That's on you.
Yeah, but while we're talking about amazing feats of visual effects, both Star Wars and The Martian released VFX featurettes this week, showing just how much work went into creating their world. The amount of detail here is staggering, and both movies did a fantastic job showing us stuff that was almost entirely digital without taking us out of the story. That's how you do CGI right. And the stuff about Lupita Nyong'o's character Maz Kanata is a pretty crazy look at how far performance capture has come.
Yeah, The Martian especially, because that movie, like, I almost assumed they shot most of that stuff, like, actually outdoors in, like, Southwest or Iceland or something, but so much of it is not real. Every reflection on a green screen shot is fake. And there's just so many layers happening there, and, like, the movie, that just proves how good that movie was to me even more, because I wasn't thinking about any of that while it was happening.
No, yeah, you're just watching it as if it's real. It was fantastically done.
And finally, the entire East Coast got real effed in the bee by snow this past week.
Fingered in the butt?
Yeah, fingered in the butt, booty-ass bitch.
Yeah.
But New York YouTuber and filmmaker Casey Neistat approached the situation in his usual unconventional way by getting on a snowboard and having a friend tow him around New York City with a Jeep, which looks really, really fun. I want to do this. I don't want to be in New York right now, but I would go there for this.
I was actually on another podcast last week that's going to air at some point. I'll let you guys know, but they were on the podcast. They were talking about how like vlogging is just like boring, blah blah blah.
Casey Neistat is the exception.
He is the exception to the rule and shows exactly how it is to be done. It's interesting. It's motivating. He carries you through the narrative, the entire vlog, and it's extremely well shot. He puts so much effort into daily vlogs. It's just completely
Well,
impressive.
what I think sets him aside is that he was doing all of this stuff before YouTube existed. Like, he didn't change for YouTube.
Well,
YouTube just came along and gave him a platform.
And then he blew up with that video where he was riding in the bike lane, but stuff was blocking it.
Yeah.
And he was running into stuff.
He was the first one to call out Apple for the original iPod's batteries dying too fast.
There you go. He's a hero.
Yeah.
Anyways, go watch our other shows over here. We have a brand new episode of Tugs, a brand new episode of Weekly Weird News, and Tech Tuesday. And guys, if you're at PAX South in San Antonio today, I'm going to be at the Dungeon Boss booth at noon, so see you there. And then I'm flying right back to do a movie thing.
Oh, God. Get those miles.